As part of the benefit, stakeholders and team members can use a communication plan to help them understand the information that they need, how it will be shared, and which channels they should use for communication. A communication plan, also known as a communications management plan, is a key piece of documentation that can be used in conjunction with a project management program. It provides additional information not found in the general document. A communication plan in project management will help your team know which tools you should use and when to contact each person. A communication plan can make it difficult for one member of your team to ask questions about work using a tool they don't use often. Each team member will feel frustrated, confused, and disengaged from the important work. If they don't know who is responsible for which channel, they may contact an executive stakeholder to ask questions they can't answer. This started as a miscommunication but turned into 3 frustrated team members. It is important to streamline and define team communication as much as possible. The project communication plan provides a framework for sharing details about a project with those involved. What should be included in communication management plan? Although the details of your communication plan may vary depending on project type and scope, you should include a few things in every communication plan for a project, and this includes the followings. List of key stakeholders. Take note of all key stakeholders, including the primary contact for your client. Provide contact information, such as email addresses and phone numbers, to ensure that everyone who needs it can find it. Team members. List the principal team members of your project team with their roles. This information is useful for those who are new or not familiar with the project. This will help you identify who is responsible for communicating deliverables, leading strategic conversations, and how you'll handle technical discussions between stakeholders. Communication methods. Describe the main communication channels and methods you will use to reach stakeholders. These include email, phone calls or video meetings, email, telephone calls, social media, Slack, and other channels. Notes on preferred channels for stakeholders are also welcome. Communication type. Discuss the types of communication that will be used, who will receive it, what will go in it, and how they will be shared. You might provide status reports weekly or monthly to clients, as this case may be. Consider how and to whom you will give it. Also, consider what information should be included in the report. Communication style. This can also be broken down according to stakeholder and communication methods. Is it preferable to communicate formally with a stakeholder, or can you speak casually? Meeting schedule. Although you can change this throughout the project, it is useful to know when you will meet with stakeholders. You might want to indicate how often you will email the client, depending on the scope of your project. Key messages. Determine the key message or information you want to communicate with each stakeholder throughout the project. You will also need their feedback. Communication goals. A communication strategy that includes communication goals will help you make informed decisions. The advantages and importance of a communication plan in project management are within the budget, timeline, and scope goals, among others. A well-planned strategy can prevent the majority of communication issues before they happen. A plan in advance allows you to concentrate on the task instead of reminiscing about who spoke during the last meeting or having to go through endless email chains to find the most recent news. The fundamentals of the project's communication plan aid in efficient communication. This is a communication strategy to ensure that your projects go more smoothly and avoid projects that fail. Make clear your goals. As a communications plan, your plan will tell you where you must be and how to reach your destination. Let me describe about 4 benefits to you in this video. 1. Create connections between the audiences, messages, channels, activities, and other materials. Going through the plan of communications will assist you in identifying the people you must reach, who you want to convey, and how you intend to be able to reach them. You'll discover that every one of your audiences is unique in its preferences, characteristics, and motives. Through planning, you'll discover the most efficient ways to reach them. 2. Determine and implement a variety of communication strategies. To effectively communicate, all stakeholders must be aware of the role they play and what they're accountable for. A clearly defined plan can assist stakeholders in being together, having control of their work, and communicating a unified message. Find innovative, collaborative solutions that are collaborative and innovative. Participating stakeholders, employees as well as interns, constituents, and junior employees in the planning process can help you consider diverse perspectives and ideas. 3. Incorporate stakeholder input into the process of communication. Asking for stakeholder and community feedback on your plans will let them know you appreciate their opinions. In addition, collecting diverse viewpoints will aid in adjusting your strategy to make it as effective as possible. As you plan your communications and come up with ways to reach your intended audience, you'll be able to communicate more effectively with them. 4. Assess your plan's success and areas for growth. Organizations will often perform a mid-course evaluation to identify strengths or weaknesses as well as obstacles. They can then develop and implement innovative strategies. Design a customized, unique evaluation method to collect the data you require to enhance your strategy continually. We are sure that you are excited to create your own project communication management process and plan based on the above benefits. It doesn't need to be difficult to create a communication plan. You can identify the communication needs of your team and the key players, then create a schedule that meets all of them. Although a communication plan can be a powerful tool, it is also very easy to make. These steps will help you create a communication program. To achieve whatever goal you have, it is important to set it down. Recalling the importance of a communications plan, your goal is likely to keep stakeholders informed about the project status and remind them of its benefits so they can continue advocating for it. However, creating an effective communication management plan involves the following. 1. Set up definite project and communication goals. You should consider the scope and size of the project as well as the needs and preferences of stakeholders, clients, and team members. Information should be relevant to the stage of the project and the audience. A communication management plan in project management stresses that requirements may change depending on the phase of the project. This phase may see very little communication with clients other than sharing progress photos and updates during construction. 2. Choose suitable visualization format. Next, we need to decide how to best present your communication plan and project management communication strategies to maximize its impact. The project communication plan is a document. For short projects, it might be words on paper. Your communication plan should be visually appealing in many cases, even those involving multiple people. Strategic use of visual timelines, flowcharts, charts, and other visual media can help communicate expectations to team members and stakeholders. 3. Include timeline and roles. After you have finished your communication plan, it is time for a communication management approach and discussion with your team. A meticulously designed, well-crafted, and thorough communication plan is useless when no one is reading it. For instance, if you have someone responsible for responding to emails from customers, you can include the description of this person as well as the email address or telephone number to reach that person. 4. Organize technology in the communication plan. Include details in your communication plan on the tools that technology team members have access to. It is possible to provide details about sharing tools or explain what programs are crucial in the overall plan. 5. Communication with stakeholders. The team working on the project is not the sole entity that is covered in your communications plan. It is important to provide details regarding communication with clients and how you usually communicate with your stakeholders. Determine who needs to attend these gatherings, what information or disruptions the stakeholders should be aware of, and so on. Typically, your customers and other stakeholders don't need regular updates. They also don't really want email notifications for every task accomplishment. 6. Share the plan with your team. Now it is time for you to share your communication plan with your project team. Your central source of truth should have your communication plan available. The communication plan should be sent to all members of the team, as well as stakeholders and other people involved in the project. This will create some accountability. Everyone should now have access to the information and be expected to follow the plan. It's essential to have a comprehensive project communication management plan in place for any successful earned value management initiative. Without effective communication and collaboration, projects are likely to experience delays, cost overruns, and low-quality results. Developing an efficient system of internal communications that allows stakeholders from different departments or organizations to effectively collaborate will ensure the success of your project. Here are a few key tips and tricks you can execute your communication plan as successfully and effectively as possible. 1. Establish regular communication checkpoints. Your project plan likely includes checkpoints or milestones where everyone comes together and shares updates on the project's progress. If your plan doesn't incorporate these checkpoints, it should. Communication checkpoints are essential to ensure everyone is working as a team and still moving forward. These checkpoints might be in-person meetings, video meetings, phone calls, or simply brief messages. Again, the method and frequency of communication will depend on the project's complexity. The important thing is that your team is talking on a regular basis. 2. Manage communication overload. Too much of a good thing is possible, even too much communication. A good solution to communication overload is to reduce the number of communication tools your employees use. There's no need for email, and Slack, and a messaging app, and something else. Instead, centralize messages and notifications in one platform, like Teamwork. If possible, it's also helpful to increase in-person communication and encourage your employees to take time away from their screens during the workday. 3. Continuously evaluate and improve. You might not get internal communications right the first time. And that's okay. If your communication plan doesn't seem to be working, take a step back and analyze the big picture. Analytics tools may be helpful for visibility in evaluating performance. Another way to figure out whether or not your communication plan is successful is to track engagement numbers or to simply ask your employees how they feel about the project's communication. This will give you an idea of changes you can implement to make things work better. 4. Foster an environment of transparency and trust. Workplace communication won't work unless it's based around honesty and trust. Communication has to be open and transparent, or else people won't feel free to share their knowledge, ideas, and feelings on the project. Improve the amount of trust in your workplace culture by making sure managers and higher-level employees will be open in their communication. Be inclusive and encourage employees to own their roles. Trust-based communication improves knowledge sharing and collaboration, serving as a benefit to all. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to visit our online educational platform at www.eduslides.com by registering for free courses. Guess what? You can as well earn a certificate of completion after completing your course, and you don't have to pay to register. Why not subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos by clicking the subscribe button below?